Nice to see you. Welcome. Hello. And good morning for you. You're in Australia, so I can say good morning for you. And I'm in Japan, and it is 9:30. I think the quality of my voice is quite different in the morning. My evening Kendall is much more lively and crisp. I think I'm a bit croaky today. Right, I've got paints. These are my cheap Japanese paints. They look like they're expensive maybe, but they're not. It's just a set of sumie paints, and I've got some paintbrushes, some nice ones actually, but I do make art. You can use cheap ones, don't worry. I'm not going to show you the picture until the end, and then it's probably just going to have me in it because it's very sunny today, so there's a reflection on my laptop screen. I don't know. I think I'll keep it a secret what I'm painting. The word is discover. This is day 2 of Inktober. I'm going to try and do something every day. Tomorrow might be a bit difficult for me, but we'll see. But I'll at least be catching up so that you'll be ahead of the game generally, or I might do number 3 tonight. So I'm first of all going to go in with this kind of orangey yellow something. I'm going to work on the bottom half of the page again, just like I did yesterday. This was the first one from yesterday, the word being backpack. Keeping it nice and simple, nice and sweet, trying to keep them to under 30 minutes. If I keep them around 20 minutes, that's great. Not just for myself, but also for you guys. Because I'm trying to show you that you can make things very quickly, in a fun way, but still very quickly without worrying too much. I'm going to go in with a kind of yellowy orange along the back, and you'll either see what I'm making partway through, or I'll tell you and then I'll show you the reference image at the end. I'm going through my own archive of photographs in my own phone since about August last year until now. So I guess it'll be a kind of experience of my life for this Inktober. So we've got the prompts that we've got on the Inktober website, and then we've also got, I'm using my own archive of pictures. So there's kind of two themes going on, I suppose. Okay, straight in with yellow there. I'm going to let it dry just at a moment. It's quite warm in this room. Hopefully it'll dry really quickly. We'll see. Hello everybody. Nice to see you, Lauren. A couple of other people. Could be Sarah, maybe. Hello, Sarah, if you're there. Hello, Rebecca, or anybody else too. Maybe my mum. Let that dry. So you can check out, yesterday I did 2 live streams. I did one that counts as an introduction to Inktober, so you can see some of the things that I made in the previous years, and you can also learn about what Inktober is. And you can hear the materials that I'm using for this time and my goal this time, as well as, what's the other point? I had another point. I've lost it. Too early to have points. As well as, I guess, learn what's going on in my life and learn how you can get involved with this Inktober this time. But yeah, going to be a bit more ad hoc, so please do check out the Buy Me a Coffee post that I made. So that's my kind of blog website and support website, so you can see all of my other videos and hear directly from me sometimes. Okay, this is almost dry. I think almost dry is good enough. Right, what I'm going to do, switch to a slightly smaller brush, and yeah, go for a kind of yellow-orange colour again, but I'm going to add a bit of brown into it. Mix it up there. Be kind of watery with this. Let me see. And this prompt today, like I just said, is discover. I wonder if you can work out what I'm painting. And my plan this time is to make things short and sweet, and I'm working backwards. I want to teach you guys some techniques, so I'm working backwards by doing watercolor first. This is a really common way to create art, actually. Watercolor first, and then I will add ink on top, and then if I want to, I'm going to add some pencil and other things too. I've got kitchen roll here. I'm just going to dab the kitchen roll just to add some extra textures. Do you see? You can get just some interesting shapes and things, I think, here. So this piece is going to be based on an event I went to in Japan, and that's why it's got that. That's why I can use the Discover name. I wonder if you can tell what the things are. I've been so busy in my life that actually my Instagram account isn't updated from this point. Well over, oh wait, so exactly a year. I've been doing my best here and there, but it's very tricky to find the time, and also making YouTube videos and other things too might be news to some people. I will mention it occasionally, because also if you think I'm breathless, this is why, that I'm pregnant. So I've been studying Japanese like a beast. I've been working harder than normal, which I know sounds contrary to what you should do if you're pregnant. You know, I've got to stretch, take care of my body. I've got lots more things to do. So trying to keep up with my Instagram as I'd like to has been really difficult. You can see my full-on fingerprint in those ones. Let me balance out a little bit more again. Oops. It's a bit hard to work the way I'm working right now because there's a stabilizing, well, not stabilizing device, there's a mounted phone right in front of me. So it is a bit harder to create art naturally and perfectly, but I'll do my best. Also, perfectly is a bit of a useless word for making any kind of art. Perfectly is the perfect act of enjoying what you're doing, in my opinion. Let me know if you get any guesses as to what you think I'm actually painting here. I'm going to get a bit more rough with it. I think I'm being a bit too controlled. And I woke up this morning to lots and lots of comments on the live streams from yesterday. So thank you so much. It really means a lot. And it really is motivating. So do keep leaving comments, even if you watch it later. Not only that, it does help with reach and things, but for me, for my personality, it makes me feel recognized. So that's one of the most important things to me in my life, that people see what I'm doing. Not for my benefit, but for their own benefit. But I like communicating. So you're letting me know that you've seen and heard the things I've created for you. Makes me feel nice and good. So keep it up. Thank you. Gonna do little small ones in the background. You can probably see I need them to be irregular actually, so let me try. So you see it was starting to look a bit like a brick wall just there. I don't want it to accidentally look like a brick wall, so if I do it randomly like this and then go back on myself, then it's less likely to accidentally look brick wall like, is my theory. Because it's not a brick wall. I think I'm going to do my best to keep all of my pieces in a landscape mode, and then they might be a kind of storybook after, with a baby on the way. Of course, I'm thinking a bit more like, you know, for my child-friendly kind of way, and the idea of making books for my children has always appealed to me, as I'm sure you can imagine, for someone who likes telling stories, imagining things, or painting. Hi Leanne, nice to see you. I'm sorry to hear you've got bad news. Thank you for messaging me. Do bear in mind that I can't always get to you straight away on my messages, because I've got a lot of other things to do. I've got work to get to. I'm having my baby shower tomorrow. A real baby shower with just 4 girls, so very, very feminine affair. I did have a funny thing called a fetus festival that was for anybody to come to. Excuse the sirens outside. Thank you. Of course I'm back for Inktober. I had to be, right? I had to be. It's just such a special time. I'm really, really pleased and proud to say that I have been actively using my sketchbook all year. Well, since April. Last year, a lot of stuff happened. In spring, a lot of stuff happened. My back has been so bad this year, pregnancy aside. So that's been really, really hard to deal with. I've got sciatica. Moving house, finding out I'm pregnant, having to work more, having to do all of the different horrible admin and stuff that's in Japan for pregnancy is just, ugh, it's not fun at all. So I wasn't getting my sketchbook filled. So normally I do a sketchbook a year in Japan, just carrying it around, you know, adding stamps that I find at the stations and other things. And now this year, suddenly, I'm pleased and proud to say, I think it might suddenly be my fastest sketchbook. It's you know, 10 months, just come up to the 10th month in the year, and my sketchbook has only been active since April, and I've already nearly finished it, so I reckon I'll be buying a new one just before baby comes, actually. And also, I think I'll have one just for baby. Probably just be a bunch of pictures of baby asleep, because that'll be the only time I'll be able to draw them, maybe. Okay, I think I'll leave this like this for now, and then I need some much darker bits. I'm not going to use black though. I'm going to try not to use black because it keeps a nice natural feeling if I don't use black. So I'm going to use a dark blue mixed in with the brown that's already made. There's a brown over here, down here, rather than black. Black changes things for the better, actually, in so many ways, because I use a black outline after, right? But I'm not going to do that right now. Okay. Let's see. I've got this tissue down here that I'm dabbing my paint onto as well. Thank you. Yeah, baby sketchbook. Cute, huh? Thank you. I just saw your message this morning, but I'm afraid I go to sleep very late, so I don't wake up early enough to live stream and get back to messages right away. So I'll check it properly in a bit, Rebecca, but thank you so much for that. I hope this can be like a happy and motivating time for many, a time to come together in one of the best seasons ever. So blessed be the fact that I get to have my baby in, well, let's hope November, which is when it's meant to come. Although it's ready to come if it wants to. So this watercolor paper I'm using is quite thick, actually. It's by Etcher. That means I don't really need to stick it down, because it's going to still retain its shape really nicely. My partner is awake early for playing video games, but he's got this really blooming annoying habit of doing all of his chores directly in front of me so I can see he's done the chores. Can you imagine if it had been the other way around? Like if I was really like stomping around the house doing chores so that he could hear me doing chores. Oh, this boy, honestly, I love him, but he works like a child sometimes. I said, you'll get way more brownie points from me if you don't let me see you do the chores and I just come home for beautifully finished chores. Right, gonna let that dry. I don't want to overwork it too much, try and keep things nice and sweet. Just gonna check the back. Luckily nothing went on the back there. Okay, excuse me. Got my water off to the side. You can hear me splashing around in that. Just gonna tidy the watercolor away, I think. We are at the 14-minute mark, so a little bit over yesterday's, but still okay. I'm going to add a little bit of pen, and then I'm going to add some pencil crayon. Pencil crayon? You always say that. You say that? I don't know. Happy clean surprise is always much better. Yeah, I think so. If anyone is interested in seeing my baby registry, if you'd like to help me with any of the items I've got left, I'd be very, very grateful. So just send me a little message and I'll send you my Amazon baby registry. Or if you ever send any money on PayPal or buy me a coffee, that helps me get the things I need. Sadly, in Japan, freelance people do not get any maternity pay. And yeah, that just really sucks. So that's been a hard thing to come to terms with, which is one of the reasons I'm working so hard now. Let's get the pens up in here this time. Okay, this is just a collection of pens. They're not special ones. They're just ones that are quite honestly running out and all sorts. So nothing too special going on here. This is a little bit wet. Maybe the ones at the back, these things at the back might be okay. Now, I wonder if you can tell what I'm making. Probably not. Let me get the crayons. I've got these lovely Faber-Castell crayons that I didn't use. I was given them as a present before I went to Japan 5 years ago. And then I thought I was going to be in Japan for just 1 year, so they were packed away. And then I went back home last year at like the 4-year mark, and I collected the pens. But yeah, they're beautiful and lovely, and I've basically never used them. So time to use them. Time to use them. This is still a bit wet. It's a bit hard to see the phone setup and everything. I think I've just made a shadow there, haven't I? We don't want a shadow. We don't want a bigger shadow anyway. I wonder if in the daytime it's better without that. What do you think? In the daytime, is it better without the light or better with the light? Please do help me as I try and get some quality control for the next ones. Maybe better without is my instinct here. Let me know what you think. So I'm going to use a thin pen for the ones at the back. The ones of, you don't know what they are. I'm going to use a thin one. And then I'll use a thicker one for the ones at the front. I think that's a brush type one. Yeah, thicker one for the front and thinner one for the back. Now, these are, no, I'm still not going to tell you just yet. Still not going to tell you. I'm going to pick out some of them like this. And try and draw them kind of quickly and without worry. You know, you don't have to keep looking at your reference picture. When you create art, like, don't worry if it looks anything like what you were looking at, because you're just having fun in the moment, just practicing, just living this life, being creative, making them up, because you can. We've got this, you know, even all kinds of animals have got, I mean, we're animals too, so all kinds of animals have got this ability to make marks. They use their beaks, they use their paws, and it's fantastic. So, like, the reference picture is fun and interesting, but it's not an important part of the process, in my opinion. So, you know, this doesn't really look like the reference picture, but at the same time it does. You can tell I used it. Ah, that's interesting. Yeah, it looks like the Giant's Causeway. You know, interestingly, I only know what that is from creating art. I would make these maps before I came to Japan, which I might like to do again. And in these maps, I would draw places that people really liked. They were kind of memory maps, and the Giant's Causeway would be one of them. Is that in Ireland? Am I correct? So I get this deja vu like effect when I hear and see certain places. So I think I've been there, but I haven't. I've just drawn pictures of them. Okay, so it's not Giant's Causeway. It is actually many candles. It's many candles. The word of the day was discover. We discovered this event that's called like Candlelight Orchestra. And then these are all of the candles. And then over here, there was an orchestra playing. So I did spend too long on the watercolor element of this today. I was a bit, oh, sorry. I was a bit too structured about it. I swear I'm still keeping these under 30 minutes as promised. So yesterday's was an impressive quick time. So I'm going to use the pencil crayons to add the little flickers of light after. I think and hope it will work. The paper needs to be really dry, I think, for that to work. But we'll see. These are actually LED candles. So, Lauren, it depends where you go. I went in a kind of small, intimate venue, actually. But I don't know what I think, because we had a quartet that was playing during ours, which was lovely. But, of course, all of the pictures promote like this fantastic looking piano and other things. So you might want to, you can send them a message on Instagram and they'll tell you like what's going to be at the event that you go to. But you might not get the experience that you thought you were going to get exactly. It was really lovely. I really liked it. Unfortunately, Rio was a silly Billy, and he, as soon as the first song played, he basically fell asleep for the rest of the hour. So it was just one very expensive nap. So it was a bit silly. We saw Studio Ghibli music, so it was great for me. Studio Ghibli music, so like Spirited Away and My Neighbor Totoro and things like that. That's popular Japanese animated movies like Disney in other countries. You might say Ghibli in your country. Ghibli is the pronunciation here, but that doesn't mean it's the correct pronunciation. Hayao Miyazaki-san, he says that it's just based off of an Italian plane, and anyone's pronunciation is fine. So I'm going to do that. That looks about ready. And then I want to add, hopefully, some little candle lights using the pencil crayons, I think. And also I'm going to add this black outline. I'm going to teach you not to bother about making it nice and perfect. We've done perfect. We've played with perfect. And we're going to do it rough now. By the way, Rebecca, you've still got your name on the back of yours. I've got Elizabeth's got her name on the back of it, and I've got Rebecca still with your name on the back of it. So if you are interested in that, when it comes to me sorting things out properly, just let me know, and you can purchase those. Yeah, right. Let's get this background. This one. So I'm going to start right from the edge over here. I think that's not the pen I used yesterday. That one might be running out a bit too much. I'm going to use this one. Oh, this one. Maybe it was the other one. 1 second. Unless I've got to get a new one altogether. Oh! For some reason I didn't notice you were in here, Elizabeth. Thank you for being here. Of course, it's still got your name on the back. You guys have been so kind and so patient with me. I really do appreciate it. I really do appreciate you not disappearing. And yeah, it's very motivating and kind. And people like Lauren and Rebecca, you guys you've been paying as Kendall Packers, and I really appreciate it. So if you've seen videos and lives go up throughout the year, it's been because of you guys, because I've wanted to thank and repay you for looking after me. It really does mean so much. So thank you for becoming a Kendall Packer on the Buy Me a Coffee website. It's a link in the description there. So honestly, you might not think it was much or anything, but the fact that you didn't leave me when I was going through so much did really mean a lot. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Thank you, Elizabeth. Watch us on the TV now. You know, YouTube sends us lots of interesting statistics, so we can see how many people like watch on TV and stuff. It's pretty cool. I like that. Right. I don't know if this yellow is going to do much. No, not much, but it does stand out a little bit. I've got a white one here. I'm hoping does something. Let's see. So I want to color in some white and then like this. But I might have to get Okay, I might have to get paint. Maybe I'll get some acrylic paint really quickly in a minute to get these in. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just colour some interesting areas because we like a bit of mixed media. So I'm just going to try and help these look a bit more cylinder shaped. Sorry, shaking around quite a lot in my cheap IKEA system around here. So you know I like holding the pencil on the side, trying to try and maximize surface area so things happen nice and quickly. But I think I'll go get some acrylic paint to do the candle part, and we should still be on time. We're at 26 minutes here. It's good to give yourself a challenge with a time limit, you know, because it stops you being too precious. I could sit here for 2 hours and not create something I was satisfied with. But if you did it in a short amount of time, you can really get a different kind of satisfaction out of it. You could think, well, it was just part of that quick moment in my life, rather than, oh, I invested 3 hours into this and I still don't like it. My mum likes it, but that's not the same, you know? So I'll try and teach you some good creative practices. Okay, look, I'm just throwing it everywhere. It doesn't even matter where it goes. Let me quickly get some acrylic paint. Okay, I didn't know I was going to use any. I was going to try not to. Oh, sorry, one sec. It's actually very cheap acrylic paint, nothing special. Just looks like this. There's a fluorescent one, a yellow one, and a white one. I'm going to put it on top of this. This is plastic. One sec. Shake it down to the bottom. Tiny little squirt. What did you call me? Okay, there we go. Two minutes left. Mix those two yellows together. I think, oh, it's best to put a little bit of white into your yellow colors or light colors because it helps it to become more opaque. Try and find the best way to do this. I think my ink underneath might be water soluble rather than permanent, so that might not be best idea underneath. I kind of need a smaller paintbrush. What I'm going to do is twist my paintbrush in this kitchen roll to make it a bit more pointy. That's worked very nicely. Okay, and I've still not quite got 1,000 subscribers, so when I close the live stream in a moment, it might kick you out, but I make it public immediately within seconds, so you might still be allowed to watch it very quickly if you came in halfway through or something. So sorry if you do get kicked out, and I hope you find your way back nice and quickly. Okay, I'm not using a gimbal, I'm using a structured phone holder thing that came with the lighting system I'm using. I'm going to put white in the middles of all of those I've just done, okay? So I'm going to show you my reference picture after, not because you need it, but just because you might be intrigued. Okay, and this is going to dry, and then maybe on the next one I'll add a bit more white underneath, but the acrylic paint's going to take longer to dry, so we can see that one get finished in the next one. Okay, so that you can tell there's a big difference between the materials going on, like the flame and, well, the LED flame and the candles. I'm not going to put this acrylic paint down on the post of on the pillars there, because this keeps it looking very separate, like there's a flame there. Okay, so we'll add a little bit more color next time. I'll just lift this up and show you. You probably see the background of myself here. Can you see? This is the reference picture. So, you know, same but different. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you very much. It's exactly 30 minutes now. And I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you so much, everybody. Let me know if you need any links or anything from me. Thank you so much for your engagement. It's really, really important. It really does help me. And check me out, linktr.ee/MissKendalJames. And you can also find a link to the 2022 colouring book there. And the 2023 one is coming soon, but please bear with me. Thank you so much, everybody. White ink pen would be good. Not sure I've got one of those, Rebecca. Thank you, Cheryl. Hi. Just noticed you. Thank you. Bye-bye.